Welcome back. The New York mayor's frontrunner, his name is Andrew Cuomo, former governor, facing possible legal problems. What are they? Well, the Justice Department has announced that it's opened an investigation into Cuomo for, it says, possibly lying, criminally so, to Congress about his handling of certain parts of the COVID reaction in New York. Scott MacFarlane joins me now. Scott, what's this all about?
Republicans in Congress have been pressing for this for months now. They think Andrew Cuomo, when he sat before them in 2024, perjured himself when he was asked questions about New York's handling of COVID, his handling of COVID, and what was done with the nursing homes and the deaths in New York nursing homes during COVID. The Department of Justice has not commenting on this, but two sources familiar with the matter tell CBS News there is a criminal investigation launched into Andrew Cuomo, likely out of the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Washington, where a case involving lying to Congress would be housed. We know this about the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington. The prior interim U.S. attorney, the prior top prosecutor, publicly discussed inquiries into Democratic officials, a break from protocol. He talked about an investigation into Chuck Schumer that went nowhere, an investigation into a congressman from California. It would be of that pattern to talk publicly about an investigation of the former governor of New York.
What did Cuomo tell Congress, and has he said anything about this news thus far?
Yeah, through a spokesperson, he says that this is news to him, that he hadn't been notified about an investigation. There hadn't been subpoenas. His spokesperson calls this lawfare and election interference politically motivated because he is a frontrunner for the Democratic nomination for mayor of New York City, not an insignificant post. And the connective tissue between this whole investigation and what happened with Eric Adams, a competitor in that race, somebody whose case was dismissed at one point, the administration says, because the mayor can be helpful with immigration initiatives in New York, is not lost on anybody.
When you say not lost on anyone, what do you mean?
I think this is going to be relevant in the campaign in New York. I think this may come up. In fact, it looks like Andrew Cuomo is already galvanizing potentially for some advertisements or some fundraising initiatives based on this being the subject of a Trump administration investigation. I tell you, that may be a silver bullet politically in a Democratic primary in New York.
And the underlying issue is, what did Andrew Cuomo do right or wrong during COVID with nursing homes? That is something that the Republicans in Congress, back when he testified, were curious about. That's at the center of this.
You'll recall when the Republicans took the U.S. House in 2023, they created a select committee to investigate how COVID was managed in states and cities, and Andrew Cuomo was right there in their target list from the jump. They got him to testify in 2024. Brad Wenstrup, the former congressman from Cincinnati, led that select committee. The House Oversight Committee was part of it, questioning Andrew Cuomo. They think he perjured himself. They're confident he did. Suspect he would unequivocally deny those allegations, but for now we're hearing from his spokesman that this is all election-motivated political stuff.
And most of the Republicans' interest in that committee was for how Democratic leaders handled the response to COVID, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, right after COVID, the Democrats had the U.S. House. They created their own select committee to investigate what the Trump administration did or didn't do. When Republicans got it back, they flipped the paradigm, looking into things like mask mandates, vaccine mandates, and Democratic governors and mayors.
Gnawing over COVID and all of its political implications, and this might be the latest iteration of that. Scott MacFarlane, always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.